I think Tottenham have got so many average players. We talk about the pressure Spurs are on to be getting the top four and all this carry on. Kane and Son, you take them two out of that team, Spurs are an average Premiership team.
I don't think he knows what Jose's been here a couple of years now. I don't think he knows what his best 11 is. I think he's still scratching for that. He's not sure about. You go into a club, you work out pretty quickly who's for you in the long term and who isn't. I'm not sure, experienced as he is, if he really knows who he can trust.
Let's bring in Jamie Redknapp to the conversation. What's your take on that, Jamie?
I don't think it's an average team, no, or an average squad. It's full of internationals. I think there's a lot of quality in this team. I don't think they're playing to their maximum. I'm not sure what. I agree with Graham there with Josie. He doesn't know his best team. But if you look at that back four, Dyer doesn't play today. He plays for England. Sanchez, Colombia. Alderweireld plays for the number one team in the world.
That doesn't make you a good player.
Sorry?
Playing for your country doesn't make you a top player. If you can trap the ball, you would play for your country these days. Doesn't make you a top player because you're international.
I don't know about that, but I think you're talking. But I'm talking about this squad, Roy. I think they've got better players than you're giving them credit for.
Dyer's been giving goals away every week.
Yeah.
Last week he gave a goal away.
Yeah, he's been chopping and changing. Yeah, I agree with that. But he's been chopping and changing, playing with a different player every week. That doesn't help. I don't think that Jose knows his best team. But I don't think you can turn around and say this isn't a strong squad. It's full of internationals. There's internationals in every department.
But being an international doesn't make you a good team.
Right backs.
Jamie,
still good players. Well, they play for good countries, though, Roy. What you're saying? These aren't good players. Then you said Alderweireld plays for Belgium. He's not a good player.
He's not bad. Yeah, would he get in any of the top teams? Would he get any of the top teams in England?
Yeah, well, he would.
Man United wouldn't take him.
Man United,
Man City
your
wouldn't
old
touch
team
him.
would have signed him a few years ago.
I'm not even sure Leicester would take him.
Jamie, just hold a second. Roy, do you think this Spurs team then is where it should be?
You're talking about there, Roy. Getting your Man United team right now.
I think people keep
getting Man United's team.
They keep looking at the Spurs team. I think Spurs were better 2 or 3 years ago with the Trippiers and the Ericssons when Ali had the hunger. But this Spurs thing, Spurs are good on their day, like lots of teams. And Jamie makes the point there, going, they've got a lot of international players. If you trap the ball now, you're going to play for your country. Everybody plays for their country. If you don't play for your country now, you are a bad player. Yeah. So that doesn't guarantee anything.
That's not what I'm saying, Roy.
Which out of these lads would get in? Which out of this Tottenham team would get in Liverpool, Man City team, Chelsea team? You wouldn't touch any of them. Son and Kane.
Three, you wouldn't touch them.
Who?
Son and Kane. What?
Yeah, I take them too. Yeah, I said them too. Outstanding. But the rest of them, you wouldn't touch them.
See, I think the bigger picture.
You play Alderweireld's a better centre back. He'd get in Man United's team as a centre back right now. I think he would. Yeah. I think the goalkeeper's not good enough. I'll agree with you there. I don't think he does well enough. I think the 2 right backs they've signed. No, I don't trust Aurier and I don't trust Doherty. He hasn't done well enough, but he plays in a back 3. I think the back 4 isn't good enough. But I tell you what, Reguilon is as good a left back as there is in the country. Yeah. So I think you got that one wrong. I think he's a class player.
That's why Real Madrid let him go.
Not got any confidence.
Why do you think Real Madrid let him go?
So you're saying he's not? Does that matter? Oh, because Real Madrid let him go, that doesn't make him a good player.
Yeah, but how much did they let him go for? How much did they let him go for? It's not as if they paid 60, 70 million.
They might be able to buy him back, actually.
So you're saying they bring Doherty in. He's a fantastic left back.
Doherty's playing for Wolves, who are the last year have done well and they're expecting to compete. They're selling to Spurs for 15 million. Doherty. Does anyone really think Doherty's going to make Spurs a top 4 team? No, Doherty, really?
Yeah, I agree with you. What about the left back then? So you're saying Reguilon's not a good player now? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's a good player.
You can't have seen a lot of Spurs.
He is a good player. No, he's a good player.
Just take a breath, Jamie.
Very good.